Hello, g'day everyone. It is time for BS Radar, hashtag BS Radar. Today, we've got a very special guest. We've been chatting heaps online. It's actually the first time we've had a conversation, kind of in the flesh or, in person-ish. But Costas Perkas, thanks so much for jumping on BS Radar.
Hey man, how's it going?
Yeah, really, really good. Now, as for people who are tuning in for the first time, BS Radar is about helping, people in charge of hiring, leaders, founders, in their search for new candidates and really good talent. It's about separating the producers from the talkers and really finding out how do you sniff out the BS in a candidate in a job interview. And Costas, I'm sure you've got something great for me. So what do you got?
Well, I mean, first of all, let me just say that, in sales, bullshit is allowed, right? I mean, if a surgeon says to you, well, I'm okay, or I'm better than what I actually am, there's a problem. In sales is allowed. So I take it with a pinch of salt. And if anything, if someone is trying to sell themselves at the higher level that they are, it's fine.
Yep.
But there's one point that I always trying to make, especially when you interview experienced salespeople, right? Because everyone comes and says, look, I bring my experience and I want the money and everything. It's absolutely fine. So my favorite question and my favorite process actually to figure out whether there is someone talking bullshit is to ask them a very simple question, which is, can you please explain to me in a concise manner what you're selling, to whom and how? So what you're expecting there to see is you expect people to start talking about their ideal clients, their products, give you a concise explanation of what is that they're selling. And the how is the important bit, because usually the how is where all salespeople read books, they start quoting something like spin selling. I've been trained on Sandler and everything like that, which is absolutely fine. And some other guys, they say, look, I sell in a consultative way, which I don't know what it means. I mean, a consultative way. So you said, great. So why don't you just walk me through your process? And again, because it's a lot of theory that go through a process that someone has told them is working. So I make a note about their process, the stages of the process. For example, I open up and I ask the questions and then whatever they might be saying. And then I say, okay, great, let's role play. This is where you realize that people start thinking, oops, I now need to go back to my default. And if your default is the process you subscribe, great, you're in the money with the person. But more often than not, it is not. And I always like to put that amount of pressure to people because, and why I do this is that when you hire someone with experience, the worst thing you can do is not train them because you expect them to be the finished article. People fail because of that. But if you know, for example, that there is a process there, but this is where they're lacking, what I need to work on, you've got more chances them succeeding. So it's for them, but you just remove the talkers and you're actually working with the doers, like people that can do the job. So that's my tip. And I'll leave you with a very quick story about bullshit. This happened in real life. That was back in the day when owning a laptop, it was considered to be the thing that corporate people are doing. So there was some guy comes in, interview wasn't going very well. I'm asking the question. He started sweating a bit. Couldn't give me the answers. Anyway, I thought, look, let's finish the interview. That's fine. The guy wanted to leave the office ASAP, despite me being a really nice guy. Anyway, he leaves the office with a colleague of mine. He was going to the elevator. During the interview, he was referring to his laptop bag. He had a laptop bag. He was referring like, look, I'm very professional and I brought my laptop and I've got this. It didn't make any difference to me. But, he was referring to it 3 or 4 times. As he's leaving the office, I realized that he's left his laptop bag. So I said, hey, mate, and I grabbed the bag. The bag opens and instead of a laptop inside the bag, it was a brick.
Oh, no.
So he was obviously trying to impress, going to interviews for him to interview. But that was about 15 to 16 years ago. So I hope he's not watching.
That is like something out of like Monty Python or something.
It is. I will never forget that. And I've done hundreds of interviews. I will never forget that. That was bullshit at a different level. Okay,
excellent. Costas, thank you. That was great. Love the get them to apply it. And I think the thing is too, especially experienced salespeople, they know what to say. They know what numbers sound good to you. They know the methodologies they're supposed to know. But I think you're right. Like just getting them to actually show you how they apply that.
Yeah.
Is a different thing to just knowing all the buzzwords that you pick up along the way.
Salespeople talk a great game, right?
They do. Yeah, they do. Awesome, Costas. Thanks so much. Really appreciate your time. Great to chat. Cheers.